Well, I guess it's time for another rant. This is kind of an ongoing thing. Well, not so much ongoing, but an occurrence that was not happening very often before, but now all of a sudden. So anyway. So last year when the camper was on the truck, there was it's just a little 302. It's, it's kind of underpowered anyway, and so going up the mountains, going up to the Mogollon Rim, it would get down around 25, 30 miles an hour and stay in first gear a lot, and it would get hot, and it would just struggle all the way up. Of course, the camper was loaded, had full 2 tanks of gas and water and canned goods and all that, freezer, had food in it, so it struggled all the way up the hill. And if it was really hot, it would bog all the way down. I had to, wait for it to cool down and all that stuff. So I bought some, well, we used to call them shorter gears. Would give it more torque in the rear end. I've been trying for months to get somebody to install them, and in this area there's not a lot of competition, let's put it that way. So they can just about do whatever they want. The ones that would actually listen to what I was saying would tell me, well, no, we can't do that because you have your own parts. We have to have our parts. Simply means that they can't, overcharge for parts because I already had them. So, I'd wait a while, and then others would just say, oh, well, it's a really big job, and I charge $200 an hour, and it's a minimum of, at least 4 hours. So, I pretty much just, let it go for a while. So, about a week ago, I ran into a guy. He's been working around the house here. He has a legitimate business. I'm not going to mention the name, but it's a legitimate business. He does a lot of handyman work and honeydews, he calls it, and general yard cleanup and house painting and construction. He does all. He says he does it all. I asked him if he could change the ring and pinion gear in the truck. He said, yeah, sure, no problem. I've done so many of them, I don't even want to try to count them. I've done, he said that, well, that's what he said. So he, led me to believe that he really knows what he was doing. So, well, when he finally showed up, this is kind of technical. He starts taking the, getting the truck up in the air so he can get under it. And all the videos that I've watched on how to do it, I could probably do it myself, but the darn thing is extremely heavy, and I've back problems and all that stuff. So I decided I'm not even going to try it. So I hired this guy. He shows up, goes to get the truck up in the air, puts it on the jack stands, starts taking it apart from underneath. It gets the drive shaft off. Sorry if it's technical, but he gets the drive shaft down on the ground and doesn't bother to cover the cap, so it's sitting in the dirt. I didn't say anything. I just kind of looked at him and like, well, you're the guy that's supposed to know what you're doing. So, if you want to start, spending 2 or 3 days trying to find the little pin bearings to go in it, that's, I guess that's up to you. I'm not buying a new U-joint for it, though. There was nothing wrong with it. So, he works about, I'd say about 11 hours on it, and he's got it up in the air. Him and his son are working on it, and he starts taking the pinion cap off and tries to get the yoke out. Now, keep in mind that the third member itself is still in the case, still in the truck. He finally gets the pinion gear out, and well, the YouTube videos that I've watched Everybody takes the whole thing out. You know, pull the axles, take the whole thing out. Set it on a bench and then you can work on it. You don't have to lay on your back and trying to do things. He's going to have to pull the axles anyway because he can't get the ring gear through a hole that's about 2.5 or 3 inches in diameter. The ring gear is 9 inches in diameter. He's not going to get that through that hole, so he has to take the whole thing out anyway. Wasted day. I didn't say too much. I just watched him a lot and I complained, you know. I didn't say anything out loud, but y'all can imagine what I was thinking. So he finally decided, well, he's had enough for the day. It was hot. He's got it on the jack stands. Gathers up all his tools and cleans up most of the mess. Said he'd be back in 2 days. He had something to do on the tomorrow, but he would be back. This would be Wednesday. Now keep in mind that for hundreds of years, ever since I started recording the weather here, this is the rainy season. It rains a lot. During the day, during the night, it rains a lot. We call it monsoon. So he takes off. Everything was all right all day on Tuesday. I get up this morning, which is Wednesday, truck sitting on the ground. Back in, sitting on the ground. Oh, well, you can imagine what I said. Let me gather my thoughts. I'm liable to say something I might regret. So I get out, you know, get down on my hands and knees, and I mean, everything's soaking wet. It's raining. I get down on my hands and knees, and I start looking up underneath there. I took some pictures, and I post those, so put them in this video. And I discovered that, yeah, it's on jack stands. It's in a dirt driveway on jack stands with no foot under it. Water gets in there, starts sinking. Goes over sideways, flips out, you know, the jack stands flip over. Now the whole back of the truck's sitting on the ground. And there's a jack sitting over there. He didn't bother to, you know, put that up under there. I haven't seen him today. He'll probably give me a call here. He said he was going to be here about 7. It's 10 o'clock. He'll probably call me in a few hours. So I'm not going to make it because it's raining. Jeez, you know, and when I was growing up, everybody knew. I just thought that was a given. You don't put something on jack stands in the dirt. Even if it's not raining or not. Take your Harley-Davidson motorcycle, put the kickstand down in the asphalt parking lot and walk away. What's going to happen? It's going to fall over. That's a given. So, that's pretty much where things are right now. I don't know how he's going to get it back up. I mean, it's right on the ground. The bumper's on the ground. One of the axles is out, sitting under the house. He did bag that up so it doesn't get wet or, you know, dirty. Slid it up under the house. The other one's still sitting there, but where he took the axle out, it's in the dirt. How much dirt and rocks and mud are up in that hole where the axle goes? Don't know. I've counted to 10 so many times this morning, it's ridiculous. I bet you've all heard that. Count to 10. So anyway, that's where we stand right now. Be an update maybe. See ya.